Marco to come out at halftime. So I'm wondering if you have an update on him and just, what do you say to a player when that sort of thing happens?
Well, I mean, it's unfortunate that in the beginning of the season he was having a great season. Then he went down with a little bit injury, which was his knee, and then the same thing happened again. But that is part of football, and we had a moment on the field, and he feels it because he want to be out there to help his teammates, especially in a game like this. He want to be the difference maker as well with the rest of the team. But unfortunately, injury is part of football, is part of life. So for us, it's to regroup again, and also for him, and there's better things ahead. So he just got to keep going.
And then if I can ask a follow-up, just, you guys obviously, as you mentioned, it was 2 quick goals in the first half, but then you didn't wilt or anything. You were still in that game right to the end. You've got to be quite proud of, especially the way you guys handled yourselves in the second half.
No, I think we can be very proud of our group and the way that we've played. I think they held their ground. If you look at what people like to say, budget for me doesn't matter. But I think overall how we came out, the game plan, how we wanted to play all of them. I think the boys did themselves very justice till the very end, and it was just unfortunate with the touch of Diaz that he couldn't finish the second chance that he got. I think it was a little bit higher up towards his heads, they will make it a 2-2. So, but it was the biggest game ever in our club history, and I think we showed up and showed what we're capable of doing. We were just done by 2 quick goals and 2 quality, which they have. That's why they're the most successful team in Canada. But our boys can definitely take part of this performance to carry us on into the playoffs.
Thanks, Pa.
Thanks, Charlie. Thanks, Bob. Brandon, you can go ahead and take yourself off mute.
Thank you there. Hey, Pa. Just a quick question for me tonight. I know obviously you don't really like talking about other teams, but just between how Forge performed against Montreal and then how Pacific performed tonight against Toronto, just I was wondering maybe if you could speak to sort of that closing gap that I think a lot of people are being surprised that the gap is closing a lot faster than they might have expected back in 2018, 2019 when the league first started coming up.
No, it's always like that because the first people always tend to look at in football is money, and then they make the judgment based upon the more money you have, maybe the better days, but sometimes that is not the view of the game, and it's because the game still got to be played out on the field. And today we saw it, the Champions League, which is a fantastic moment for the CPL, and also the growing talent that the CPL has, and us going toe-to-toe is 2 semi-finals from the CPL versus MLS, great, which will help the league develop and become better. And I think the gap will keep getting smaller and smaller the more that the CPL is growing, and the better product will be on the pitch, and the better players we get into this country as well. I think we did ourselves justice. Again, we had opportunities maybe to finish it out, but was not meant to be today, but we grind on and go again.
And if I can jump in with a quick follow-up as well. I was just curious whether you might have said anything to the team, half an hour in, 45 minutes in, because it looked like, after those 2 quick early goals that Toronto got, that the team really started to turn it around and the ball started following Pacific's way. Just maybe if you said anything at half.
No, I mean, for me, it's the same. We went into have to make adjustment. We make adjustment because we saw there were areas that we could have exploited more and more, which we said in the beginning of the game. Unfortunately, we have a habit of going on our right side because that's basically our strong side when Marco is playing. And I think once we started utilizing that, we gave them a lot of problems. So I think that we made a tactical adjustment, and we could have scored earlier because we said that we needed to get the first goal because 2-0 is the worst lead in football, and it showed a little bit at the end, but also they didn't just want to fall in. But overall, I'm very proud of my boys because nothing was given to us, but we earned our right to be where, and I think we've done ourselves and our island proud. And then something that hopefully we're back on the island, they're proud to see what the boys have done so far this year. But we still got playoffs to go, so we got to keep into the CPL. Now that this run is over. So
Thanks. Hey, Alejandro, let's just start with, your initial thoughts on that match. It seemed like you guys were doing quite well to at least keep it close at the end there, and you nearly scored a second one.
Yeah, we knew it was gonna be a tough game, but we also knew that we could compete with them. I think we did. I think we made a good game. They had the chances and they finished their chances. We missed a little bit on that, so I think that was all. But I think we did great. We have quality, and it showed over there we can compete.
Thanks, Alejandro.
Sorry, Brandon, take yourself off mute. Go ahead.
Thank you there. Hey, Ale, just quick question from me on, taking that goal right at the end there. Obviously, I know that you would have wanted to see that second one going, but just maybe talk us through that first goal.
Yeah, well, we knew we had to go forward to search the goal that we needed on the first half. Unfortunately, for us, it was at the end. The last 10 minutes, we were on top of them. So, yeah, we find the first goal. We couldn't score the second one. I had a chance. I couldn't finish it. But I think, like I said, we did great. Also, like the coach said, we are proud of ourselves. Like we know we can compete with top level MLS, and for sure we're looking to get there. So I'm really happy because of that. Obviously, not because of the result, but that's it.
And maybe just a quick question on the return for you to BMO Field. I know I believe you were in the squad that visited with Club America back a few years ago. Just maybe whether there was anything that you could have taken or you took from that previous visit here into this one.
Yeah, well, I couldn't play on that game. I was on the bench. I didn't go in. I played on I think it was the first game at Azteca. But yeah, of course, we all knew Toronto. It's a great team. It's the biggest team in Canada. So yeah, it was gonna be tough. But we did what we could. Unfortunately, we couldn't score more goals. We had the chances. So yeah, we could have finished our chances better.